everybody, and welcome to the 4Cast. I'm Mech,
And I'm Johnny.
and we're the 4Cast. I didn't think that far through. So, first segment, as usual, what have we been playing?
Well, I've been playing copious amounts of Pokemon Go. Also, I am not a PC gamer. Okay? Shock, gasp, horror, lightning crackle, thunderbolt. I am not a PC gamer, and I recently installed Phantasy Star Online on my PC, and I have been pleasantly surprised by how smooth it's running. Like, it's running like console smooth, and I've never experienced that on a PC before. So smooth, in fact, that I plugged in my Xbox controller, and it picked it up immediately and let me play. So I am completely sold on PC gaming now.
Congratulations, you're one of us.
I'm converting hard body
Converting to PCism?
to master. What's it called? Master class? What do you guys call yourself?
PC Master Race?
Master race. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a racist. I'm a master racist.
I'm I'm not even really PC Master Race, but I'm Sing Critic, you know. But yeah, that's cool that we finally have someone else on PC where we can finally explore all of the consoles, all of the mediums.
Yeah, man.
That sounded more profound in my head than it actually came out. But
It's okay.
I have been playing Kirby Star Allies.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, and I think I was telling you before we started recording, but I really want to play some local multiplayer with that, because it's honestly just too easy by myself, and it was very clearly designed with a 2-player or a multiplayer mindset, because you can have up to 4 players, because they brought back that thing from Kirby Superstar, where you can use your enemies as a second player. You can like combine your abilities like back from kind of like in Kirby 64, and I just what I do like about it is all the nostalgia bait that's in it. As silly as that, as you know, I'm blinded by nostalgia, so obviously once Adeline and Ribbon were in it, I was like, or once I got them, I was like, okay, I gotta play as them. You gotta get that Kirby 64 nostalgia. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, good, fun game, easy game, play with friends, but really just play it with friends. By yourself, you'll be probably bored after a while. Now we'll move on to our next segment, because as we know, it is the beginning of a new month, the month of June. So we are now going to cover our June 2020 4FREEBIES.
So, let me give you guys a background on what 4FREEBIES is, because I am a firm believer that every episode is someone's first episode. Essentially, what 4FREEBIES is we take a look at the free console games available for PlayStation 4 and Xbox with their premium subscription packages, and give you guys not only a little information about them, but also maybe a hot take or two on what we think, feel, and our experience with them.
Let's start with the PS Plus games, which are... Our first one is Star Wars Battlefront 2, the newer one, not the older one, for PS4. That is interesting that they're bringing that, considering all the controversy surrounding it when it first released. The fact that I don't have to spend money on the initial game to spend more money on loot boxes is appealing.
Oh, really? So the loot box debacle was pretty hefty. It's over now?
I guess they toned it down. It's still there. They just don't. It's not as necessary to actually play the game as it used to be. At least that's from what I understand. I heard, unlike the first one, it does have a campaign in it. Yeah, especially since I don't know how often I'll actually play it in multiplayer.
Yeah, I usually only get those games for the multiplayer component, but I'm cool with actually just, like, being able to play a campaign nice and easy and just get comfortable with the controls and just have my experience, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you also like games... You play multiplayer experiences. I always prefer single-player experiences. Yeah, it's like I didn't grow up with siblings, so I
Oh, I
got.
didn't play with mine. F that. I wish I had single player games when I was running with my siblings,
Oh, why did you play? Why did you play multiplayer when you were younger?
so I could play people who weren't my sibling.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
That's dang near 100% of the reason why.
Yeah.
Like couch multiplayer. Well, I played multiplayer back then. We didn't have the internet on our consoles. You had to go like physically meet with people to play games with them, and so games like Smash Brothers and Halo had a whole other element of competition because you knew everybody in the room. So you weren't using the N word. You weren't talking about somebody's mom because odds are she was cooking you guys dinner. So it was really cool.
Oh, dude, I remember Halo LAN parties when they first happened.
You do? Wow.
Yes, because they were we would play it in middle school. Like people would like literally bring copies of it and put it on on computers in middle school. Anyway, back to Star Wars. Um, so I am excited question mark for Battlefront 2. Um, yeah, I've played the older games. I like the older games a lot. I and my little experience with the first, I guess, remake or reimagining of the first game was kind of meh. So maybe I'll have different ideas with this now that it's come out for free. Because that's one of the major reasons why I didn't buy it. Is for that reason.
Well, I didn't buy it because I wasn't supporting EA or their childish practices on how to get money from people.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna take a break from it for like a little bit, and then they'll come back to it and do the same thing.
I just wanted to speak into like my experience with the old Battlefront and why I was excited for this one. So obviously, if you've been playing games for over 10 years, you're aware of the old Star Wars Battlefront 2, which was a phenomenal game. Like just tons of fun. I played Battlefront 1, the remake, and I was not a fan. It was okay, it did what it was supposed to do, but it didn't hit like the old one. And I'm not the nostalgia guy. All right, I'm not gonna pretend like I am. I get it about nostalgia, and yes, there's games I like that are old, but I don't need it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you do or anybody does, but I don't need it. I'm cool with you reinventing the wheel. Let's try something different. However, if you're gonna call yourself by the exact same name, then you gotta bring the heat. You know what I mean? You gotta put something in there that's gonna make me want to play you. And 1 didn't do that. I played a little bit of 2, and I liked it. Even for all of its loot boxy faults, obviously I wasn't buying anything, but I enjoyed the game. So I'm actually looking forward to playing this for free. I think that they're meeting me at my price point, and I'm happy about that.
They're giving me garbage for free. I'll take it.
I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take your garbage for free. I mean, when's the last time you bought garbage, Mac? Yeah, let me talk about Battlefront. So for those people who are like, what the heck is this game? Because I have listeners that don't play video games. They just like hearing our voice. So let's tell them what Battlefront is. Battlefront is a Star Wars based third person shooter, means you can see your character.
It can be first as well.
It does have a toggle, but I think it defaults to third.
For me, it defaulted to first.
It did? Okay. Oh, so that's new. All right, awesome.
We'll just say it's a Star Wars licensed shooter.
Yeah.
Does that sound
and
accurate?
The goal is to, what would you say the goal is? Wipe out the other team?
It borrows a lot from Battlefield. Obviously, if you don't play video games, that probably won't mean much. But basically, there's more focus on capturing points. Basically, throughout a map, you have spawn points, and you take over the spawn point, and then when you're fighting, and then later, if you die, you can respawn at those points. The goal is to take over all those spawn points.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And you get weapons and stuff. You can upgrade. You can get better like equipment. I don't know if you get better skills, but one of the major selling points is you get to unlock heroes. A hero is someone from the movie or the TV show. So like Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan, Yoda. All these people, you get to unlock them, and they have special abilities. They don't fight like the regular grunts that you get to pick. They have their lightsabers, access to the Force. Some people like the Fets have a different just set of equipment and jetpacks. A lot of stuff happening, and it's really cool, super cinematic. And you really feel like a super Jedi when you're running through 100 real people with your lightsaber and you're blocking lasers and stuff like that. I think that's fun.
Yeah, my main interest in the game was being able to play as stormtroopers. There's just so much satisfaction. Something I noticed is like there's so much satisfaction from the sound of a laser, like or of a like blaster from the Star Wars series, like just the satisfaction of firing that off and just hearing pew pew. It's just
You
something
nailed it, man.
magical
It's
about
super
it.
satisfying. That's probably
Yeah,
why they don't ever hit anything because they're just satisfied with the sound effects.
it actually makes a lot of sense.
They probably go home like, dude, you hear me fire my gun? Dude, that was cool. Did you hear me fire mine? Dude, totally cool. Pew 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 pew. Did you hit anything? Who cares?
Who
Hit the
cares?
dirt.
Yeah, we didn't hit anything. All of our friends died. Who cares? We've got to fire some
What?
blasters.
They all look like me, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, maybe the real empire was the friends we made along the way. So next we got Call of Duty World War II. I was actually really excited about this because I love the older Call of Duties over the Modern Warfare era Call of Duties, just because they're based in World War II. Like, I am a huge history nerd, especially when it comes to video games. So like any game that has a focus on history, I have to own it at some point. So the idea of going back to World War II is it just like I obviously I had to get it. I have to get it. And it helps more that I'm getting it for free. Now, while I'm saying like I want to get it, I want to put emphasis on I have to get it for free, not for the full the full $20 because I've heard mixed things about it. But if I get to play as a campaign in World War II, I'm not complaining.
There might be a World War II campaign. And I don't know how historically accurate it will be, because if you guys don't know, Mech is a history buff.
Yeah, because recently I just got a whole bunch of like history based games. Like I got a whole bunch of games from the Total War, from Age of Empires, Civilization, all those all those goodies. So like I just like more of them. Want more? I want more history focused games. Something I'm really disappointed about is that World War One is not covered nearly as much. That's why I thought Battlefield One was a step in the right direction. Okay, I gushed enough. I gushed about history. What do you have to say about Call of Duty?
Call of Duty. So I heard really like mixed reviews around it. I have a buddy of mine who buys every Call of Duty, no questions asked. Like that's just what he does. That's the game he plays. So I don't judge him for it. It's pretty cool that he's able to do that. Everybody has a hobby, and he liked World War II. He did admit it was a lot slower paced than the other games. Very boots on the ground, granddad pace, and it took him a minute to kind of get used to all that. But I think after that, he kind of liked the system and was able to really have fun with it. So I'm excited to give it a shot. It is an older game. I feel like people have moved on to what's out now, Modern Warfare.
Yeah, they want the modern games probably because they have better weapons.
Oh, they did way better weapons, dude. I think that's why a lot of people don't really explore World War One because the weapons were trash, honestly.
Dude, I would love an FPS like Call of Duty style FPS set in like the Civil War or something when they still had muskets.
Wow, when you could get away with actually using a saber, like for real,
Yes.
for real.
Yeah, you could literally just ride around on a horse with a knife and like
Right. You were probably better off with a melee weapon because your gun could explode. Yeah, I like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, imagine like where reloading takes like you can only fire one bullet at a time and reloading takes like 20 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, you're almost playing Assassin's Creed.
Pretty
Where
much.
you have like that. I don't know which one it was. You had like one gun that took a long time to reload, and it was like a new technology, like a gun. Ooh, wow! Look at this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they had it in Assassin's Creed 3 that you could like use muskets and stuff. And like I I think I used the flintlock. That was about all I used because like the only real use, the main use for the gun was just for the bayonet, the pit for the musket. Yeah, because it's like it doesn't like it. At that point, it's just a big spear. So, just want to make clear, this is for PS Plus. If in order to get these games for free, you have to get a PS Plus subscription. But yeah, but you get to keep the games as long as you keep the subscription.
So Xbox, if you don't know, they're not as linear. So PlayStation every month will give you 2 games for free. Okay. Xbox, what they do is they rotate the games out. So every few days they're adding something to the pool for free. So what we're getting over the course of June. All right. So basically from the first to the pretty much the whole month, we're gonna have Shantae. And if you don't know what Shantae is that a platformer?
It is. It's like a Metroidvania style platformer where you play as Genie.
Right. So this is an older title, 2015, and basically you get to play as Shantae, obviously the girl from the title, and you are using your hair as a weapon and a mode of transportation, quite possibly. And I don't know. I've never played a Shantae game, so I'm actually kind of glad it's free, and I'd like to actually play this with my nephew.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the most family friendly game, but
Oh, it's not?
yeah. Well, you're playing as
Okay.
she's a belly dancer, so
She is a belly dancer.
A belly dancing genie.
This is true. I'm still not seeing an issue. She's also like what, 16-bit?
No, it's like, well, it's in like the style of 16-bit, Super NES kind of game. It's back before, it was actually before doing that became popular. So, I give it that. This is, it was like before Shovel Knight and Undertale. They started doing that kind of thing.
Undertale's a great game.
And you never want to play it again.
I know I'm going to have to, but I really don't want to.
Yeah. Okay. I do want to specify that it's Shantae and the Pirate something, right? Because there's more than one game.
Yeah.
In the series.
It's yeah. There's a lot of Shantaes. This one is actually Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, which is a known title. We also have Destroy All Humans, which is available from June 1st to June 15th.
Destroy All Humans. The name is fascinating, but I've also heard mixed things about it. Have you ever played it?
Have I? I've heard mixed things about it, but that was also before I was really into reviews. So the mixed things I heard were from actual people.
Good. That's really how you should judge things.
Yeah, Destroy All Humans. Alien game where you literally have to destroy all humans.
Yes.
Jeez, dude. You just took it there about your dad, bro. Alright. The next one is Sign Mora. And I'm gonna let you talk about that one because I literally have no idea what that is.
I have no idea about it either, but I will once I look it up on Wikipedia.
Good old wiki mother loving pedia, kids.
Sign Mora does not use a traditional player health mechanic. It instead plays on the aspect of time. Each level is given a set amount of time, which continues to tick downwards. Taking damage will temporarily speed up this process, while eliminating enemies will add time back. Okay, that's actually neat. So it's like encourages speedrunning, which you don't do, in shoot 'em ups. Like, I'm surprised by people who were able to do speedruns in Star Fox, because it's like it's not the kind of game. It's more about score than time. So that's it.
Next game is Coffee Talk. Another one that I am just not aware of.
Yeah. It looks like it came out in 2020, so it must be recent.
Oh, this is a new one, huh?
Yeah, it's a visual novel. I wonder, is this a... So, I was reading about this earlier, right? And this is like, it's a visual novel where you serve customers coffee, hence the name, and like they tell you stuff about their lives. I wonder if this is from the same, if not a sequel to, at very least made by the same people who made Valhalla. Now, Valhalla is a similar game. It's basically the same thing, except you're a bartender, and it takes place in a cyberpunk setting. So you're a cyberpunk bartender, basically. So it looks like this might be the same concept, except it's in a fantasy world. So you're serving coffee, and you run a coffee barista in a fantasy world.
So which one of these jumps out at you the most? Like, you gotta play it.
Well, obviously, the Call of Duty World War II, but I really do want to play Shantae. That I love Metroid.
Shantae does sound good.
What about you?
I'm really hyped for Battlefield, whatever it's called.
Battlefront.
And
you care about it so much, you forgot its name.
That's just how hype I am. No, I'm really hyped for Star Wars Battlefront 2. That way you can tag this video as Star Wars Battlefront 2, since I said it clearly. And I'm also hyped for...
Wait a minute. Let me make sure we put hashtag ad in the front. Just make it as blatantly obvious as possible.
This was brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
So, are we done? I think with this part of it. Man. I don't know. I don't know what else to talk about.
Anyway, right, well let's take them out. Ready?
Okay. So, if you
sound sad. What's up?
If you want these games, if you want to play these games, I want to be clear that because the dates are stacked a little differently. The games are not always available for the rest of this month, so you want to make sure you're checking it regularly to know which ones are up. So if you want to get these games for free, you need to have an Xbox, or I'm sorry, is it Xbox Gold or yeah, it's Xbox Gold. You need an Xbox Gold subscription. That's how you get games with gold, hence the name. And have fun. So, Johnny's got to go, so we are going to wrap up. Thanks for watching. This has been the 4FREEBIES forecast of June 2020. You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe as the usual, as for YouTube, as your job as a YouTube viewer. And, closing statements. Bye, everybody.
Did you know you could never actually buy a Hot Pocket?
You mean like a literal Hot Pocket or like the food?
Like the literal Hot Pocket. You can't buy one. You buy them cold and then you cook them.
Yeah, point. I never really thought about that.
You're actually buying a cold pocket and you're responsible for making it hot.
Yeah.
Is that false advertising?
I think it is. Well, I feel like it's false advertising when someone sells like buffalo chicken. And I expect my food to be like a crossbreed between buffalo and chicken, and instead it's just chicken. Just call it spicy chicken.